Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Doctor Who and Autism series. Today, I'm joined with Tom, and today we're going to be speaking about Doctor Who, autism, anxiety as well, because it's another topic that we're going to be speaking about today. And yeah, it's going to be great. So, Tom, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you. Yes, an honour.
It's going to be nice chatting to you about all the different kind of stuff. So if you'd just like to introduce yourself, just to start.
Okay. Well, as Mason said, I'm Tom. I'm known as TomBuzz2194 on TikTok, or as the 21st Doctor, or as his son Maven, or as his son Tanner. I play a lot of characters on TikTok, basically. And we're part of the amazing TARDIS fam as well. So you can go and find us. We are a closely knit family. We protect each other, and we just like to spread positivity, really, basically.
Yeah. Because So how long have you been part of this TARDIS fam?
Oh God, I'd say about a year and a half now.
Yeah. It sounds pretty cool, because I spoke to a few other people who have talked about it, and it's like you create your own characters as well. Like you said, that you've got quite a lot there.
I've got multiple characters. Yeah, when we do RPing on Discord, there's more. Like I have to keep up with so many characters. I'm like, okay, where am I now?
I'll lose track.
Yeah.
And do you have a favourite that you like to do, or they're just all great?
They're all amazing characters. I mean, I'm being biased saying that, but I love playing the 21st Doctor, and I love playing Maven. Maven is like my own personal creation, because he's going to be part of my own series that I'm going to produce in later on in life. And I've brought him into this universe as the Doctor's son to explain a lot of things about because he has a lot of elemental powers and stuff like that. So it explains the fact how he can heal and stuff like that, because he's half Time Lord and everything. So it's a lot easier to do it in this universe, and I'm able to mess around with him and just try and discover him as a character, really, so I know how to write him better in a way. But I do love playing my own version of the Doctor. He was the first character I did on TikTok, and he's gone through various costume changes. Like, I'm wearing one of the t-shirts now that I used to wear as 21. Wow. And I love being him, and I love the Doctor as a character anyway. Like, my favorite Doctor is the 10th. He was my first, and he's my favorite. No one could ever do better than David Tennant. He was amazing. And he was part of the popular era of Doctor Who, as we mentioned, the prime era. So we was kind of like a Marvel universe when we were watching it as a kid, wasn't it? It was amazing.
Yeah, I've got to agree. Like, David Tennant's my Doctor. I do primarily David Tennant videos. I got his 10th Doctor soon, and I do. Like, he's the main one I do, but I do like to do 11th Doctor, but I don't do him as much. Which I suppose that's because of David Tennant's been announced, and I do more of him because he's been announced to come back. So it's kind of, if Matt Smith did that, I possibly could get back into doing him. But David Tennant hit, like you say, the prime era of Doctor Who, and when it's very good. I can't actually fault an episode that he's in. Like, every episode he's in is awesome.
I totally agree with you. And there's loads of traits of the 10th Doctor in my 21st Doctor. So when you had that episode with the 10th Doctor and the 5th time crash, and he said, and 10 said he loved being 5, and there was loads of different traits that he had brought with him from the 5th. I kind of have that with 10. So I wear Converse whenever I play him. The suit style, the hair, the sonic screwdriver, for instance. It's just he was my Doctor, so I like to bring in the traits of my Doctor to the Doctor I play.
Yeah. He's great. Like,
he's amazing.
Like, I wish he stayed longer. But I don't fault Matt Smith because like I loved him as well. But I was very sad when David Tennant was regenerating and he said, I don't want to go.
Oh, I was in tears that night on New Year's Day 2010. I was in buckets of tears. I did not want him to go. But I did read somewhere a couple of years later that Stephen Moffat had a series planned if David Tennant stayed. And it was about basically him crashing in Amelia Pond's garden as an older version of himself, and he was about to regenerate. And then when she meets him again in 12 years later, he has no idea who Amy is. So you find out that journey, and that would have been so cool.
That would have been.
Yeah.
I wanted that to happen. I would have liked to see David Tennant and Karen Gillan in an episode together.
Oh, that would have been so good. It would have been amazing because they bounce off. They would bounce off each other. It would, because she's a very feisty character, Amy Pond. She really is, and she's got a lot of traits of I'd say Donna Noble, and I think they would just bounce off each other quite rapidly, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same with Donna and Matt Smith's Doctor, the 11th.
Oh, the sass between them both would be, oh my God, it would be ridiculous. Oh.
Yeah, it's something that what could still happen. Like we said, like the multiverse. I think this is the prime. I know we said about before being the prime, but 60th. I feel like that, like with Russell coming back, the possibility of having different universes in it now. Like with David, is he the 10th Doctor as we knew before? Is like, or is it a future incarnation of the 10th Doctor where he didn't regenerate?
Exactly. Yeah, you don't know until we find out next year, and because Russell is keeping very tight-lipped about it. Like he was on the One Show recently, and he was just like, "No, I am not saying a word," and I'm just like, "Oh, I want to know. I want to know what's going on."
Yeah, I watched that and he can't tell anyone. And
yeah, which is fair enough because you've got Jodie's finale this year, so you don't want to upstage that, and apparently that's really good. We'll have to see that for ourselves, but
yes.
we'll find that out.
Yeah, well, we have to see it, and it's about an hour and a half, isn't it? So one of the longest episodes. So
exactly, yeah.
Lots going to be happening. He says surprises, so I wonder what the surprise is going to be. I don't know.
I just hope he's got a plot for the story. That has been the main thing that I think he's been struggling with, because he's come into Doctor Who and he's just been throwing ideas left, right and centre, saying like, we'll do this week, we'll do this the next week, we'll do that at the finale. And there's just been no storyline, there's been no plot. And I think that's where he's struggled to keep the fans, really, because I think Jodie's amazing. Yeah. She's a brilliant actress, and I think she plays the Doctor really well. But I think the writing just hinders her a lot. There's nowhere for her to explore. There's nowhere, like, her Doctor hasn't grown at all. But yet, if you look at the 11th, 12th, 10th, 9th even, you see that they've grown from the start of their regeneration to the end. And you see them transform into this different character. But you don't get that with Jodie. She's just the same.
She is. She hasn't, like... The thing is, I want to happen, because it will be a perfect ending. It wouldn't be a perfect ending. People would probably get mad, but I've said it a fair few times. Is that I want Yaz to portray the 13th Doctor, which would be good plot line. It would probably make sense, because whenever Yaz and the Master have been together, they haven't really argued, really, have they? not really. Like the Master hasn't been that mean to Yaz. He's just been more of the Doctor. And what would make sense is if Yaz, possibly the Master, maybe switch bodies to think Sasha's character is the Master. So it would be nice for her to be an evil villain, to turn out to be that evil villain, that the connection her and Jodie have gained together, and that would be great. I would put hands up to Chibnall to say you've done well there. Open the watch.
That actually does sound, that actually sounds like a really good story. Like I would sit and watch that, definitely, because as you said, the connection that Jodie and her have built up, and the fact that they are almost a couple now, it'd be like, oh my God, that would be portraying that. Oh my God, the trust would be gone. Like the Doctor would not trust anyone after that.
No, it's something that be good, because Dan's gonna go. He's gonna go with that girl. I forgot her name, but he'll go. Bradley Walsh is better for some reason. I don't know. Maybe that's because he went off with Unit, possibly. That's maybe. I don't know if Ryan Sinclair's coming back. It'll be nice for him to come back to. He didn't get enough time really, to do a lot, and his story about his
isn't it? What is it? Dyslexia or dyspraxia?
It was dyspraxia, and that wasn't really done. I wouldn't say it's done properly, because it was just basically him. He can't ride a bike, and there's much more to dyspraxia than you can or you can't ride a bike. Which some people have got offended by that, I think, as well. Although people can probably relate, but some people maybe can't, because I imagine it's different for everyone.
Exactly, 100%. Mainly, it's about controlling your balance and with confidence and stuff like that, I think, mainly. But I don't think they touched on it properly. I think they just threw bits of it here and there just to try and say, okay, this character's got dyspraxia, when they didn't actually emphasize on it. They just threw little traits here and there with it. So
like, which is why I love what Russell's doing with Yasmin Finney's character, because she was great in Heartstopper, which when she was announced, I didn't know what Heartstopper was. Like, literally, this brings my autism into it. When he said that Russell said the Heartstopper of Doctor Who, I literally thought of heart stopping, like saying it's going to make a heart stop. That's what I thought.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant. For someone who doesn't know or don't know what Heartstopper is, that's fantastic. And obviously you found out about it. Yeah. I've not watched Heartstopper, but I knew the joke because I knew she was in it. So
yeah. So I laughed it. It's only since someone commented on a video I did to announce it, her coming to Doctor Who. And then I watch it, Heartstopper, and I love it. More things should be out like that, because it's really good. Heartstopper. And then because when you think of Rose, she is a Heartstopper. A character called Rose in Doctor Who is a Heartstopper.
100%, 100%. Like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, Billy's coming back, and then they showed the picture, and I was like, oh, okay, I see what he's done there. You can see how smart Russell actually is, and it's brilliant, because he's using nostalgia. He's got Catherine, he's got a character called Rose, he's got Wilfred coming back, the whole Donna Noble clan, and he's trying to lynch on to literally the tiniest bit of fans that he's got, and it's brilliant.
So that's bringing autism into it, where I literally thought that's what he meant, but it's good that they're bringing a transgender character into Doctor Who and keeping it as it, not changing the person, being allowed to say that she's transgender on Doctor Who.
Exactly,
because I think it's becoming a more thing that's getting more talked about now. with like transgender, and all sort of different things. So it's good that Russell's bringing that into Doctor Who.
And plus as well with bringing Shooty in, a gay actor, which is amazing. Like that is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's great because because we've had gay companions, haven't we? Like I think the last one being Bill. I'm not sure if there has been one after her. Really.
I don't think so. I think like Yaz is gay, but I think the Doctor on some level is kind of like pansexual.
Yeah,
definitely falls in love with the personality more than the gender.
They did do an episode, I think, in Jodie's first series about a gay couple, and I think
they did. Yeah, that was actually all right.
Yeah, and they gave birth, didn't they? To a baby.
Oh, he did, yes. Oh God, yes.
I don't remember a lot from the first series because the first series didn't have a plot.
Yes, very true.
Like her first series, the second one did kind of, but with the martyr in that.
The second series was a lot better. The third one with Flux, now that actually had some teeth to it, but then there was just, you could tell that there was episodes missing because there was just loads of things being pushed into one episode, and we're just like, okay, that's not been explained. This hasn't been explained. Where's that come from? So, yeah, it's like there was meant to be eight episodes. There's only 6, so they've had to just cram everything in.
Yeah, it started off really well. Flux did, like with the Halloween apocalypse. It was nice to have a Halloween episode. Don't really get many Halloween episodes on Doctor Who. And then towards the end, it goes really fast. The whole series was plotting on the Watch, really, and these the monsters who I don't think we really found out who they were either. It's what I was looking for. I didn't know who. One was called Actor, I think, and I can't remember what the other one was called, but I still don't know who they are.
They were called the Scavengers, weren't they? And I was just like, where have you got that from?
Star Wars.
Yes, Star Wars. That's it. That's what he's done. He's nicked it. Copyright.
You got a Chewbacca lookalike as well, haven't you?
Yes. It's like he just watched. He just watched Star Wars and was just like, okay, we'll do this. We'll do that.
Yeah. Before that episode was out, or the series was out, I was watching the Graham and Norton show because Jodie was on there, and it was so funny at the start because Graham Norton was like saying to Jodie, Jodie is Chewbacca in Doctor Who, and she was like, no, that's not Chewbacca.
That is definitely something Graham would say. Oh my God.
And then yeah, she said it's a joy. I got to admit, the trailer was great. I loved the trailer for Flux. It was lovely. But like, and then we had our New Year's Day special. Like, I know it's like a schedule thing, and probably because it's not as many views as it used to be. But would you prefer, if you had the choice, it to be on Christmas, a Christmas special, or a New Year's?
Christmas. Every year, Christmas. It was something to look forward to on Christmas Day after your presents, because you'd open your presents and then they'd be like, "Oh, Doctor Who's on at like 7 o'clock at night." You'd be like, "Yes." You can find out what's happening in the Doctor Who world that day. It was amazing.
Yeah. It's like with routine as well. Like we talk about autism again. Like used to all those years, Christmas after Christmas after Christmas, and then they change it all of a sudden, and they all on Saturdays actually. They're all Saturdays as well.
Exactly, yeah.
And then they change it all of a sudden. I'll change. Well, they changed everything, didn't they? They changed the writer, they changed the music, and then they changed the date, and they changed the date. Festive specials to be on,
Exactly, yeah. Organization just went out the window. We're just like, okay, we'll do it on Sundays. We'll have New Year's Day specials instead of Christmas days. And it's just like, Chipnell, what are you doing?
Yeah, and then like if like, because Yaz isn't, someone's gonna get hurt in the last episode realistically, like, because Yaz is that attached. She's like, I can't see. It's a new era for Doctor Who with Russell. I can't see Yaz continuing with Ncuti.
No,
or
I can't see. Yeah,
or whoever regenerates.
Yeah. Because you never know. Jodie might regenerate into David, and then David into Ncuti. You never know.
Yeah, like, it makes sense, because why would David be shooting now? And why is Ncuti not shooting now?
Exactly. Yeah. And if even if it is a story like that, Russell will do it well. Because I've seen videos on TikTok of people getting like really, really upset about it. And I'm just like, if that is the case, just trust Russell to do his job, because you know he'll do a good job.
Yeah. He will. And like, I watched a Zoom like webinar like not too long ago, and there's lots of people on there, so I didn't get my question answered, but but I just watched and listened, and it was nice, because just hearing about Russell and saying that Doctor Who is one of the hardest things to write. Like, you have to be, it's hard. Like, if you want to write something, you can't just go in and write a Doctor Who from the off. That's not the only thing that you have to write. You have to do lots of things before it. Like, writing Doctor Who is not easy, and I can understand that, because it's not. Because there's so much you have to think about. Because take about a year, quite a long time, depending on how many episodes you want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
With a series.
Yeah, and plus as well, I think you've got to remember what's happened, and then try and bring out a story that you can continue on with in the future. And just, you've got to remember certain bits. And plus, it's like, if they make a reference to something, because that's what Doctor Who's all about, making references to the past and the future as well within episodes. And you've got to get history spot on as well, and you've got to make potential futures that could be believable. And if they're not going to be believable, then you put them on a different planet. You've got to think about a lot of things. Yeah. It's I can understand why it's a hard job. I mean, I'd love it myself.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. But I would like to see more more going to different planets, because we're more Earth-based at the moment.
Yeah, we have been a lot of Earth-based episodes at the moment. Yeah, and I want to see more go into the past as well. I'm a history geek myself, and I love anything to do with history. And when Doctor Who does history, it does it perfect, and I love it. And I can even go back into my books and be like, yeah, that actually did happen. So they've got actual historians sat there with Russell or Stephen and be like, yeah, this did happen. You can use this or you can use that. And they just get it spot on, and it's brilliant.
Because they are the best episodes, the past ones, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah. One of my favourite episodes is Girl in the Fireplace.
That's mine too.
Oh, brilliant!
That's my favourite episode, and I've been waiting for someone to come on here and tell me that it's the favourite episode as well.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Well, why do you love it so much?
Because the pure reason is I love it. That is the all-time best Doctor Who episode for me. Beating every other episode. I love all the episodes, but I love it because I love the concept. I love how the Madame de Pompadour character. I love the music. The music is one of the best parts of the episode. And it's really sad at the end when David, the 10th Doctor, reads his letter. Because it's not. Although at the same time, I love the soundtrack of that episode. Like, even though it's very sad at times, I like when he goes into the garden as well. That scene.
Yeah.
Why do you like it?
Oh, it's a beautifully written episode, and how the 10th Doctor is portrayed as the hero, and there's loads of analogies from the time traveler's wife, how he just kept on popping up in various bits of her future. And like, she's getting really hacked off at the fact that he is just not aged at all. And it's like, that is tremendously impolite of you. And there's this romance that, and I know that Rose and the Doctor are kind of like a couple thing, but you could see their romance was real. You really could see the chemistry in that, and with the kiss as well. I mean, it was portrayed by his current girlfriend at the time, Savannah Miles, and you could just see that it worked perfectly. It really did, and that scene where he jumps through the mirror on the horse is amazing.
After the horse,
I love it so much.
Yeah. Like one time, I put a picture. I think I saw a horse, had a picture, called it after the horse, and someone commented and said because it wasn't white, it's not after the horse. Because in the episode it's white, and I was like, still a horse, call it after the one.
Exactly. For goodness sake.
But yeah, that is like every episode of like this series, I've asked people that what's your favorite episode, and not many people say they go on the fireplace, and they say they like it when they agree with me, but like, you're the first to say it's your favorite. So,
excellent.
That's good because I want to recreate, go to the location of the garden bit, the garden scene when they go behind the rock.
Yes.
Because it's in gardens in Cardiff, but most of the stuff, gardens, things, and Doctor Who are filmed there. And I've never been to Cardiff, so I want to go to different locations, and that's one of the main ones I want to do, because I do love that scene.
Yeah, that is something I'm going to do as well. Like later on in the year, I've got various points on my phone in notes where I'm going to go to Sarah Jane's house. I'm going to go to Cardiff Bay. I'm going to go to all these places. Like, take a picture outside Bad Wolf Studios as well. Like, I've got it all planned out what I'm going to do. It's going to be awesome.
I've got my own book for it.
I've got that book.
You got that book?
Yes. Where is it?
There we go.
Yes.
And in this book, I write all the locations I want to go to.
Oh, ace. Yeah.
And like, they're the main ones, like you're saying. Bad Wolf Bay. Do some videos there. In Cardiff, and I also want to go to Swansea, where the library is located in the library episodes. I did recently go to a few locations, but I'll tell you about that in a second. But like that garden one's the main one. I also want to go to some of the cafes, like for Boomtown Cafe, where they had dinner there, the Ninth Doctor and that. And that's now an Italian place that I looked up. So I want to go there.
Excellent.
And the cafe where Matt Smith was, and also Peter Capaldi with Clara. You've got that cafe I want to go to. And also, one of the very first scenes of New Who, you remember that shop with Rose was in the Rose episode, the first one?
Yes.
Like she woke up and then she went into this shop. And that, it was like the location was based in London, wasn't it? When you saw Big Ben, and then you saw her going to this shop. But this shop is based in Cardiff. So they sneak it there. And one I do want to go to is the Trap Street in
that would be good.
Yeah,
that would be very good.
I didn't know it was real, but it is. It's somewhere in Cardiff.
You find all these little hidden places in Cardiff. It's brilliant.
Journey's End, Park Bit is there. The place where the 11th Hour was set, and little Amy's house.
Yes.
Amy and Rory's new house after the God Complex episode.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that.
There's so many, I can tell you. I've got more in this book, and Sarah Jane is one I want to do. I want to do a little video saying I at Sarah Jane's house when I come in. Yeah, it's good stuff to get planned though.
Oh, it is massively, yeah.
Like a few locations are like I've been to. One was do you remember David Tennant, the Lazarus Experiment episode?
The which one, sorry?
The Lazarus Experiment one.
Oh yes.
Yeah. And do you remember when he went on the piano and he played it?
Yes, I do.
In that
now,
cathedral.
yeah.
Well, I went to that cathedral.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And the guy who was there, he was there when David Tennant was filming.
Oh.
And he said, oh yeah, like he noticed I had Sonic in my hand, Doctor Who top, and I was like, yeah. Like what he said he could do is, once everything's finished up here, I could take you up to the piano. You can sit in it. And that's what I did. And it doesn't look like in the episode, but it's so small. Like it's really cramped. So when they recorded it, he explained the camera would have gone up on the ceiling to see him on that bit. And he showed me about where it was all filmed. And then the stairwell where Martha and forgot the other person's name.
Tish.
Tish. Martha and Tish ran out. I didn't go up, but I stood there a picture. So I went there. I did do where else did I go? I went to, remember the Curse of the Black Spot episode, the ship demon?
Yeah.
Well, I went there but the ship isn't there anymore. It's somewhere else. But I still went there. There's another Doctor Who location.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the last one I went to was Stonehenge.
I bet that was good. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's really good how the videos I done turned out, because it has a rope now, you're not allowed past it, and you're not close to Stonehenge. But the videos I've got, like I'm in it, like there's no rope, so it is pretty cool. But yeah, it's a good interest to have though.
Oh, it is massively, yeah. I can't wait to go to Sarah Jane's house in 21's outfit. Oh my god, that would be amazing. Yeah. Because as well, I grew up with Sarah Jane.
Me too.
And when she died, oh my god, it left a hole in my heart. It really did, because she was the most amazing character, an amazing actress ever. And when they brought out her funeral a couple of years ago, I cried throughout the entire thing. I blubbered like a baby.
Yeah, that was sad.
Amazingly sad. Yeah.
Yes, I'm glad that she got to have episodes with David Tennant now in Doctor Who.
Yeah, massively. Yeah, because David was her biggest fan. He really was.
Yeah, and he was gonna. I think David was going to do it with the Brigadier as well, an episode or something, but he passed, so he couldn't do it then. But I think last year I watched a clip where it was with Jodie, David, Matt. Jodie, David, and Matt had a video all together explaining about their time in Doctor Who, and all of them said their favourite episodes were their first episodes, and they also talked about people they would have liked to work with from other incarnations, like companions and stuff. And Jodie said that she would like to work with Rory, which makes sense because they were on Broadchurch as well together.
Yeah.
And David, he said the Brigadier, and Matt said Rose, Billy Piper.
Yeah, because Matt and Billy Piper are like busy mates, aren't they? So
yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it would be nice to see that in episodes or something, because although we're having the 60th, they're going to be, I think, more different side shows as well. Which would be nice.
That will be good. Yeah, I can't wait for the 60th next year. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. I think there's going to be different episodes throughout the year, not just the episode in November. It'll go, I think, throughout 2023, I reckon.
Well, they have released that the first part of the 60th anniversary will be released on New Year's Day next year.
Yeah. It does make sense, because I understand why it won't be a Christmas episode. If it is, I love it, but if not, I understand. Because like it makes sense because it still be 2022 Christmas Day, but it'd be nice to have a Christmas episode the following year.
Yeah.
But what yeah, it'll make sense to not get shooty towards the end, maybe November, where he comes into it, and maybe has fun with some other doctors or some other companions, because he's probably really, although he's really confident about the role, he's going to be really shy and stick this big pressure on a new actor, isn't it? Like
massively,
coming into
yeah.
Doctor Who, because not really any other Doctor has been in Doctor Who for an anniversary straight away.
Exactly, yeah, and plus as well, he's got massive shoes to fill. He really has. He's got to portray the character as well as his predecessors, and it's a massive thing getting yourself into Doctor Who. I think, like the fan base, the nostalgia, the history of it all. It's a massive thing to get into. I mean, as I said, I'd love to be a part of it. I really would. Either be a showrunner or the Doctor himself. I would bloody love that.
You know, it would be nice to be the Doctor. Like just for a few years.
A few years.
Yeah, a few years. Not normally like 5 or 6. But would you like to see a Doctor go past the 3 series mark?
Oh, yes, I would. I would, because I mean, it's not unheard of. Tom Baker was the Doctor for 7 years. And then there was Sylvester McCoy. He was the Doctor until he regenerated into Paul McGann. Yeah, I think if a Doctor got past the 3 season mark, that would be like amazing. Yeah. That would be really, really good. It would be a massive achievement for one. But it would be really good, yeah, to see this person carry on their story instead of just be like, oh, 3 seasons done, next person come in. Because it's not fair, really.
Yeah, like David could have done. Like David's done the most episodes in New Who, I think.
I think he has, yes.
Because he did 20 episodes in the space of probably 2 years in series 4.
Yeah.
Because they did the sort of thing they did with Jodie with David. It's just that Jodie hasn't got a Christmas episode or New Year's episode this time when David did. Which they could have done that. Like children would like to sneak things in from other show runners.
Possibly, yeah.
Because like brought Jack back, like mention of Rose was mentioned as well. So he likes to do that, so it would make sense to do maybe a part 1, part 2. I do like those kind of episodes, you know, in a series where they do like leave you on that cliffhanger and then they finish the episode off the next time.
Yeah, to be continued. Like those are amazing episodes, but you've got to be able to keep the momentum.
Yeah,
you really do, and have a beginning, middle, and end. So yeah.
But we had Stolen Earth where David was regenerating.
Oh my god, I was on the edge of my seat because I was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. I actually watched like a filming clip earlier, like how that was getting filmed. And the funny part is I was watching when David's he's running up and he jumps on this like yoga mat thing when he's getting exterminated. So he's like he jumps on it like he's getting exterminated. It's really nice when you see how they film it, and that's why like I think it'll be Lone Russell's come back and we've got BBC 3 to bring back something like we had before, like to show things behind the scenes. Because
that would be good. Yeah, I know for some people it takes away the magic of the show, which I understand, but it's nice to see where they're actually going with the episodes, and they do little teasers as well. Like they said, well, this will lead into this, but I can't tell you what it is. And it's like, oh, and it gets you into the next week. Then you're like, the anticipation kills you, and it's just like, oh my god, I want to know. Yeah. Because Laurie would watch Doctor Who, then go over to BBC 3 to watch behind the scenes. So, yeah. does, yeah.
And it makes it like you're watching Doctor Who even longer than it is. Wow.
Exactly, yeah. That was my whole Saturday night when I was growing up. I was about, I got into Doctor Who when it was like 2007, so it was the third season of the renewed Who, David's second season, and I had not been into Doctor Who before that. And then my mum was like, "It's on BBC One now, just watch it." And I'm like, "Oh no, I can't be bothered." And so no, just watch it. And it was the end of the Shakespeare Code. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." Then I think I missed Gridlock and then watched Daleks in Manhattan. And after that, I was hooked, literally. And then you'd finish it, you'd go into BBC Three, watch Doctor Who Confidential. Your whole Saturday night was based around Doctor Who. And you'd even like read up on reviews later on online and stuff like that. And you'd watch videos on YouTube. Like the whole 3 months that Doctor Who was on in that year, it was all based around Doctor Who. Your whole life was based around Doctor Who. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, I miss the days like that. Like, because like, yeah, you look forward to a Saturday night. I even remember episodes that I was having barbecues and going up to watch Doctor Who. Like,
exactly, yeah.
It was like the Flesh episodes with Matt. That 2-parter. Which I was very scared of, and I just remember having that barbecue and outside, and then going up to watch the episode. In the very hot heat. So Doctor Who wasn't. They should have thought about that.
Yeah, they should have thought about that. Yeah.
Put Doctor Who out in not hot weather.
Very true. Yeah. But then again, though, when they brought out Blink in 2007, when it was all those misty mornings and all that, and I watched it on a Monday morning because I missed it on the Saturday, so I watched it just before I went to school that morning. And right at the end where it said it could be any statue, I literally, for lack of a better word, pooed myself. Because I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah. I'm always taking pictures of statues when I'm out. like
yes, same.
Weeping Angel.
Same. And the fact that it could be any statue as well. And I'm just like, there's a statue in my garden. Oh God.
Yeah, that was great.
Like
it's great. Like so like with anxiety, how do you think that links into Doctor Who?
The suspense for one thing.
Yeah.
I think that links into it massively. But as a way as well, like I see Doctor Who as an escape from reality. So like you'd watch it, and for 45 minutes you wouldn't think about what's going on in your life. You'd just focus on what the Doctor is doing for those 45 minutes. You would go into the TARDIS and travel with him and do whatever he did. And you would just not think about what was going on in your life at the time. Because I was bullied, my parents are going through a divorce, and finding out I was gay as well. So it's just something that you can just like, I'm gonna watch Doctor Who. I'm not gonna think about anything for the next 45 minutes. And it helps massively. And suffering from like anxiety, like you get scared about the tiniest thing. So then when you think of something as your comfort, when it's Doctor Who, you can just be like, oh yeah, I'm scared about what's going to happen tomorrow, but I'll watch Doctor Who and I'll be fine tonight. And then you won't be worried and you won't lose sleep or stuff like that. It's more of a comfort really. Because when you've got anxiety, you've got to find something that you can hold on to, something that will keep you happy. And Doctor Who does that for me. It holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our own Heartstopper.
It's my own Heartstopper, yes.
Yeah, your own Heartstopper.
Yeah.
But yeah, I completely agree with what you're saying because and like I was bullied as well, and that I would act Doctor Who and like with some friends that like when they just did it because I like to do it, but we did it, and like this was in primary school more, but I did like I got bullied in primary school, and it was one with a girl, more because yeah, I spoke to people before and like saying like the stigma about the boys being bullies and not girls, and girls can be bullies too. And yeah, and that I did get annoyed myself, like you know when you're bullied that you can't really tell anyone at school because they don't do anything about it. Like they make it, the situation escalates if they go up to them and they'll just say no, 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 and then they'll be kept in possibly maybe detention timeout, and then things get worse, don't they?
And then they would punish you for telling the teachers because they've just punished them. It's just like, okay, you just made me go through an hour of hell. I'm going to destroy you now. And it's like, great. I tried to do the right thing, and it's worse on me. So you never actually had a break. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, and like a person that I went to primary school with, and now and then I'd say we keep in contact, but not really. But he sent me a message like not that long ago actually, like probably a year or so or just two ago, and he said, "Do you still talk about the person who bullied you?" And I was like, "No, of course I don't." And that this person went to the same college as a school. It would have been a school, not a college. After primary, and I said, I said, "Has she changed?" And he said, "No, it's still the same person." So it's a shame that they don't see what they're doing, because it's not nice to get bullied, is it? It's
really not nice. And the people who are the bullies, they will never see that they are in the wrong. They will never see that, because for one, they'll think of it as a bit of fun, and two, it makes them feel better about themselves. So they will never see it as a bad thing. But I really do feel sorry for bullies, because most of the time they're doing it just to make themselves happy. And if you've got to make someone else sad to make you yourself happy, then you must be in a really, really crap time. You really must be.
Yeah. So I think they do it because they like you say, they're not doing well themselves, and they take a step back and think, because like the thing I think what we can learn now about them, if you feel like if you don't respond to them, you just ignore them to the face. Sometimes it doesn't change the fact that they keep on doing it, but now and then they should get bored. Sometimes they don't. In my experience, they didn't. But once I did, I had enough. It's been going on too long. Well, it went on most of my primary school life. It did, and I didn't really enjoy primary school really, but there was a few okay people in there, but I got annoyed. Like the bully said, "Put your hands out," and then hit them. And I was like, "What are you doing that for?" And then I was upset, and then I think I did it back, and then storms to the teacher and says something, and then causing my words against hers. I've done nothing wrong. And then go to the head teacher, and then she makes us both apologise, and it's just like teachers don't understand what happens. Really.
No, they don't. They really don't, because they have to deal with it on a day-to-day basis, and there's so many what's the name, different examples of it, and everyone reacts to it differently. They just try and do the general reaction to it. It's just like, no, that doesn't help. You've got to understand it from the victim's point of view, and see that it is causing them harm. It is causing them anxiety, depression, all that. Like this bully is ruining that person's life, and the teacher just does not see it. Yeah. They just want to be seen as, oh yeah, we helped. We don't condone bullying. I'm like, really? Really? This kid is crying in the corner, and you saying you don't condone bullying? My God.
Yeah, it's crazy, and like I did go to like a mainstream school for like a year, and I left because they didn't understand like autism, and because I was getting on with the work, they thought I was doing it right. They think like that, and like sometimes I may not ask for help because I'm not comfortable or not confident. at that time in my life I wasn't. But then I went to a special school where other people have autism, not just autism. Other needs that people have as well. So it had people that you had more understanding of different stuff. So that was a better experience. Like I had people that actually wanted to like me and like play football, for example. A few people like Doctor Who, like I became friends with. So it's a win-win there, I think.
Yeah, definitely a win-win there. Yeah.
Yeah. Because not everyone understands autism, and it's very hard to explain to someone that hasn't got it. And like during this series, Tom, is why I've kind of made a little bit diverse. So have people who have autism, people who don't, and it's quite good like that because not everyone's going to know about it. And if you just speak to people that have autism, which is very good, I love speaking to people who have autism, but if you speak to people who don't, maybe have it themselves or know about it a lot, it's good to like educate people, I think.
Oh, it is massively, yeah. What you're doing is amazing, mate. Like talking to various people about different traits and where they are on the spectrum and stuff like that, and then as well talking about Doctor Who, which is a common thing that you have with that person. It's really good. It's really good. Like I've been watching your videos on YouTube, and I've watched Ross's. I'm waiting for Ross and Ryan's to come out. Like I can't wait for that to come out, and I'll message them and be like, I'm watching your podcast, and they'd be like, oh God.
Yeah.
But they'll do the same to me. They'll do the same to me.
They will. They I think they've done so. Like Katie's been on here before as well. So like the 13th Doctor.
Yes.
The 13th Doctor, because she's done autism videos. So it's good that with her, like she spreads a lot of awareness of different things. And with Ryan and Ross, they have been on separately before, so you can always go back and if you want it. I don't know. Have you seen episodes I've done with them at like one-on-one before?
I've seen the one with Ross. Yes, I haven't seen the one with Rye. I will try and go back and find that one actually. Yeah, that
was last year. It was.
Yeah. I will go back and find it.
That will be on like Spotify because I don't think I released that one on YouTube. So that will just be audio because I started putting podcast rated on YouTube from Dorian, an episode I did with Simon who played Dorian in Doctor Who. I interviewed him. That was a good one. I don't know. Have you seen that one? Have you seen that one, Tom?
I have not seen that one. No.
Yeah, I'll have to send it to you. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you'll have to send it to me. I don't know if I've got this right though, but I saw on your Instagram, I think it looked like that you were interviewing Russell, and now that would have been like, oh my God.
Oh really?
Yeah, because I thought I saw on your post, and then it had a picture of Russell, and it just looked like that you were talking to him on the Zoom, and I was like, oh my God, that would be insane.
Yeah. It's on my list.
It's on your list.
Yeah. I do like because he doesn't have like on his Instagram. He doesn't have a way of contacting him. The only way you can probably send a message. So I will try that. It's what I'm going to do to try and get him on this series. But there are a few I do want to try. I do to interview. Like for example, I want to interview the actor who she's called Annette. Like, and she played the main Slovene with Chris Eccleston back in series 1.
Yeah.
I want to have her on as well because she does a lot of awareness for diabetes awareness. And
that's good.
And on the podcast, I do speak about chronic illness as well. So it'll be nice to have a conversation with her about that. If she answers like direct messages, that is. That's another one. There are other people. I would love to interview Caitlin Blackwood, who played Little Amy, because she's older now. She's about our age.
Yeah.
I think, and like 20s, I think. So it'd be nice to interview her as well. And not related to Doctor Who, I would like to interview Anne Hegarty because she's autism Asperger's. So It'll be nice to have her on as well. But yeah, Russell, it'd be like lovely to. But who knows? I would like to get Sylvester McCoy on. To everyone who speaking about that, I emailed Sylvester McCoy's agent earlier this year, and she responded and said she couldn't at this time, but later on in the year, if I email, there's more possibility to have Sylvester
very good
to have him on. So that could possibly be a Christmas New Year's episode, possibly. Later on in the year. So and if that doesn't work out, Dorian maybe come back. But I would like to have him on again, I think.
Yeah. Imagine if you got to interview David Tennant. Oh my God, I think you would faint.
I've never been to a Comic-Con, and I only heard of them only like last year before, really. And people ask me, do you think about going to one? I get asked, you should go, and the lovely people. And the only problem I have with that at the moment is because of like my Crohn's and the medication I take all cancer patient takes, and it lowers my immune system. And with COVID still about now, actually knowing more people for getting it at this moment in time. Really.
Yeah, there is a massive spike at the moment.
Yeah, and like I would love to go and meet David Tennant, and I would like. I'm always planning to say, can I interview on my podcast? That'd be great. Just come on, David. I'm sure he would. They would say yes, but if they do it, it's another matter.
I'm sure he would, though, to be perfectly honest. I mean, do not get jealous now, but I've met David. I've got a picture of him on my Instagram, and when I met him, he was the most nicest, most humblest guy you could ever meet. And we did the picture. He held my Sonic and everything. He's the nicest guy. He really is. And it was the longest 5 seconds of my life.
Yeah, because was that like a Comic-Con, was it, that you went to see him?
It was at Wales Comic Con, yeah. I think it was before COVID. Yeah, about 2018, 2019. Yeah. That was a good day. It was a very good day.
Yeah. So, like, are you only allowed 5 seconds with him then?
Well, there's a massive queue. Like, it costs about over £100 to get like a photo with him anyway. So he has to get through everyone. So it's about like 5 seconds per meeting just to have the video, just to do the photo and then go, basically. But we had a little bit of a conversation because he called me a drowned rat.
Did he?
Because I stood out in the rain for 2 hours in the queue. And he called me. It was like, my God, you look like a drowned rat. And I'm like, there's not a drop on you. It was like, yes, I was brought over by a parade of umbrellas. And I'm like, I bet you were. I bet you were.
That's great. Yeah, you have to send me the picture of you and David.
I will. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's great. Like that's a dream of mine. The dream of mine is to meet David Tennant and Sacha Dhawan. Sacha Dhawan because he has Crohn's like me. And they're the two I'd like to meet. And yeah, like hopefully when things go down, I'd love to go to a Comic-Con event. But to me, it doesn't have to be David. It can just be anyone. I'm fine for that.
Just anyone. Anyone.
Yeah. Like the only person I spoke to was Simon Dorian, and he's lovely. So I can say I spoke to someone from Doctor Who. So
exactly, yeah.
There we go. And of course you're going to be the Doctor in a few years' time. So I've
I wish, mate. I wish.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So Tom, it's been great. We've just been about autism, like get on the fireplace, which I'm great that we both like the same episode.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think I've got to link that into the episode title because found someone that likes it like me.
Oh yes.
There we go.
Yes. Great minds think alike. Yeah.
Definitely, because we know it's the right episode.
Exactly.
There we go. Like we spoke about lots of really good stuff, but final thing, is there any quote in Doctor Who that you relate to yourself?
I think one of my favourite quotes within Doctor Who is that it was from the Lazarus experiment. And when he said to Lazarus, some people live more in 20 years than others do in 80. It's not about the time, it's the person. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You speak about that, but that's great, because when I was in the cathedral, of course they did it in the cathedral, I did a video of that. So I love that quote, because it's completely true, though, because
it is.
It's true. You don't have to be young to be like the quote says. It can be any age.
Exactly, yeah. As it depends on the person that you're with. You can live more with someone in a year than you can by yourself in 15, let's say. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it. Because you probably get sometimes people say you look older than you look younger than you look.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
You can always answer that with, I do a lot of reading.
Yeah. Yeah, and like most things for me, people say I look older than I am, so I'll say thank you. I hope that's a good thing.
Maturity, just think of it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope that's it. But yeah, Tom, has been great. Like it's been great to have you on. I was sick about all wonderful things like autism, anxiety, bullying, which is very important as well. And our favourite episodes, and we all look forward to next year.
Oh yes, with bated breath. I hold on to it, bated breath.
With our heartbeats.
Oh yes, with our Heartstoppers.
Yeah, with our Heartstoppers, yeah. Well, thanks again, Tom, and I hope you've enjoyed it.
Yes, I have. Yes, thank you for having me on.
Thank you.
Yes.